Hey, what's up, guys? You got the video game voter here, and I'm so excited. We are just about 2 weeks away from the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, and man, I'm super amped up, man. I'm so amped up. Pre-order went well for me, as I discussed in a previous video. I went to GameStop. I got there super early, just to kind of lock in my place, and I just want to give a little bit more details on my pre-order experience, how I went about doing it, and most importantly, looking at the title on the thumbnail, how I spent half the value to lock in my Switch 2, along with the other things that I pre-ordered. So let me just get into the process of the pre-order. So I actually went to the very same location that I waited in line that I missed the pre-order on the first Switch. Went to the exact same GameStop location, so that's a blessing that that store still opens. Shout out to GameStop in Owens Mills. Waited there, met some people, hung out. I was like number 6 in line. Put my pre-order in. Now, the one thing that stood out from pre-ordering with GameStop in person versus doing it online is at GameStop in person, you were able to put $50 down. Now, I don't know if that was the case if you pre-order from GameStop online. I don't know, but you only had to put $50 down, $5 per game, and I think $5 per accessory. Another reason I wanted to take that route, well, the first reason is because, one, I didn't have all the funds right there, or it wasn't the way I wanted to go about the funds, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I didn't have to have all the funds to reserve my Switch 2. That's number one. Number two, I was seeing a lot of issues with people pre-ordering online, waiting a couple hours, and then it's saying it's canceled. And I'd rather not deal with that because anything can happen. You can have something locked in and then it gets canceled. I just didn't want to deal with it. I'd rather go in person, hand over some cash, or swipe my debit card, whatever the case may be, to lock it in on purpose. I got a physical receipt, and that ends that. The third reason being, GameStop was offering trade credit, and they were boosting it. So, for instance, Switch Lights, they were giving 110 for Switch Lights, and I'm constantly looking on Marketplace. I actually was in the process of collecting. I was trying to get the different color Switch Lights, so I ended up having like 3. So I got the 3, and I got some footage of all that, and that'll be coming soon. So I got 3 of them. My son came down, my youngest son came down, and he started messing with one, so he kind of confiscated, but I gave it to him as like an early birthday gift, so I gave one to my son. I got that one for $60. Then I purchased another one for $60, and I also picked up one that actually came in the box that included 2 games. The guy wanted $50. So when you break that down, it came with Minecraft that I added to the collection I didn't have. That's a $20 game. Also came with Yoshi's Crafted World. That's another $20 game. So essentially, I got the Coral Pink Switch Lite for $10 when you think about it, because I kept the Minecraft game. I ended up trading in the Yoshi's game because I had it already. So essentially, I got a Switch Lite for $10. So now the thing about that was the Switch Lite. I don't know if it was the same for the regular Switch and the OLED, but for the Switch Lite, that power boost only lasted like a week or so. And the thing about GameStop is you can't trade in too many consoles at once. And I don't know, y'all let me know down in the comment section below if this is the case at your local GameStop. But I know here in like Baltimore County, you can't even trade in consoles to get cash because they have to run it through a database to see if it's stolen. So you can't trade in too many consoles at once because your account may get flagged. So at the time I had 3. Of course, I gave my son one, so I had 2. So the recommendation of the GameStop associate, which I'm cool with, he was just like, don't trade them in. He was like, bring the other one next week. Brought the first one in, I think the day after pre-order started. So I got 110 out the gate for that one that I since got for $10. So I made $100 off the gate to go towards my Switch 2 pre-order. Then I waited. I felt like I waited a week, but I think I waited a couple more days past a week. So when I did take the second Switch Lite, I didn't get the boost. It went away, which I wasn't aware of. But I'm pretty sure I came back the next week at their request and only got like $70 for it. So made $10. Wasn't like a huge deal. I was like, whatever. I made out on the first one. Not a huge deal. So then I started looking into other ways to get the funds to try to pay it off versus paying out of pocket. One reason being June 5th, that day I actually leave for SoCal Gaming Expo. So of course I need funds to go there. So I was like, let me figure out what can I sell on trade or flip to pay for my Switch 2. And that's always better to find different ways to go into the plus with flipping or selling and things of that nature in order to pay for the things that you want. So they actually gave a bigger boost than what I thought for this next particular item. So I was scouring Facebook Marketplace, Xbox Series S, guys. If you have a pre-order right now at GameStop at the recording or the watching of this video, I would highly recommend, if you didn't pay it off yet, go look on Marketplace for Xbox Series S. I said it in the video before, but it was even more than what I thought. So I had a couple options. A couple of them kind of flaked on me. And I ended up finding one last week from a college student that was leaving the state. I don't know if he's graduating, transferring, whatever, but he was selling his Series S with a headset for $100. So I bought that from him. So I was under the impression I was going to get like $220 trade-in value, which is great. And this was prior to the raising of the prices of the Xbox console. They already had this boost in place. So I purchased that and I immediately went straight to GameStop. So I went up there. I can't remember. I got the receipts right here. I can't remember what I was down to already, but I didn't have much left. And I also pre-ordered Donkey Kong, Cyberpunk 2077, and Mario Kart World, of course. So those were all on the pre-order. I was trying to get everything paid off. So I get the Series S. I go straight to GameStop, and the guy gave me a different number than what I was looking at. So it kind of threw me off. So I was like thinking I was going to be like $100 less than what I was expecting. So he was asking like the hard drive size, stuff like that. I can't remember. Long story short, come back. He's like, oh yeah, you good. You're going to be able to pay everything off. They gave me $245 worth trade credit for that Series S. So out of pocket, I paid $230 for well over probably $600 of value. You figure the Switch 2 is $450 with tax, maybe $475 somewhere around there. And then you had Mario Kart World, which was $80, and Cyberpunk 2077 was $70. So I came out of pocket $230. I got the one Switch Lite for essentially $10. Got the other Switch Lite. I made 10 off of that, and then I spent $100 on the Series S, and I was able to pay all that off. And then I got to thinking, I kind of want to add to it because I want to give great reviews in covering this Switch 2, and especially like the game key card. All these things are big topics of discussion, and plus I want to have more to play because I was thinking like, I'm still gonna collect everything else, but right now Switch 2 is gonna be new, so I was like, I want to try to get more for that. So I had a friend of mine, co-worker, older gentleman. He said, hey man, I need you to find me a PS2. All right, cool, I got you, bro. I'm just look on Marketplace, search it out. So of course, make a little bit of profit. I'm sure he's not mad at it. He gave me his max price. And I found him a PS2. Only thing with this one, it didn't come with a controller, but it included like 4 games. It was a Metal Gear Solid, GTA, and 2 sports titles. No big deal. But basically, I found that and still needed a controller, so I go to my favorite local game store. Shout out to Joe and Play Raven Video Games in Eldersburg, Maryland. If you ever come to Maryland, make sure you check them out. Find them on Facebook. I think they're on Instagram. Yeah, they are on Instagram as well, so check them out. But I went up there. I took 2 of the games and traded those in, basically paid for the controller. So essentially, out of pocket, $50. Gave him the 2 games. He was happy. I haven't heard nothing back, so it was the original PS2. So I made, off of that deal, I made like $70 more. So I was like, okay, I want to try to get 2 more games to pay for them. So I took those funds. I ended up taking I think I ended up having leftover money from the original trade. I put like another $10 on Donkey Kong that doesn't come out on release day. Took those funds, brought it over, and because I figured there's going to be plenty of games, I'm not really concerned about it. But I want to kind of have more on launch day. So I decided I want to take those profits along with removing the money from Donkey Kong because there was really no need to put 5 on it. The game comes out in a month. I'll have plenty of time to get those. There'll be plenty of copies of Donkey Kong. So I took those funds which the profits on that was like $70 for the PS2. So that would cover. I wanted to get another multiplayer game, so I pre-ordered Street Fighter 6 as well as Yakuza 0. So I took those. I also took, this is gonna sound crazy to y'all, but I actually took Super Mario 2 and 3 up there, because anything that goes towards Switch 2 consoles, pre-orders, game accessories, they were giving like a 45% boost, something like that, for pro reward members. So I figured those are games that I got. As you can see back there, I got those CIPs, so I had loose copies. Wasn't tripping. I was like, I'll take those. Those are fine. Took those, and I actually also pre-ordered the temper glass to protect the screen. So with that, I was able to pay off those 2 games as well. So all in all, out of pocket, $280. I picked up my Switch 2, paid in full. Also, 4 games: Street Fighter 6, Yakuza 0, my temper glass, protective glass for my Switch 2 console, as well as Mario Kart World and Cyberpunk 2077, all paid off in full, all from trading value. And when I did the math, I couldn't get it exact because you can't pre-order the Switch 2 anywhere, but basically I found something on Best Buy, I put it in the cart, that was $449, and that was well over $700. And I came out of pocket with $280, and I couldn't be more happy and more satisfied that I was able to essentially pay half the value, or less than half the value, to get everything that I wanted to Switch 2. But on top of that, I also had put in a pre-order on PlayAsia.com. If you aren't familiar, it's a website where they obviously play Asia, so you will get games from there from U.S. region, Japanese, Chinese, PAL region. Great website. Make sure you check them out. They always have sales. So I ended up looking on there because I wanted the special edition of the Iron Meat game, and that was like $75, something like that. And I got an email from them recently saying that they weren't going to be able to fulfill the order. Now, you look at a couple videos back when I went to Super Magfest in DC, I found a copy from Angry Video Games Nerds booth at all places for $40, which was great. It wasn't the special edition, that's fine. So I took those funds and I was going to get some Switch games, but then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Switch 2's coming out. And you can pre-order stuff from PlayAsia. So I actually took those funds and I purchased Bravely Default Remaster and Hitman for the Switch 2. Now those are going to take a couple weeks to get delivered, so they'll be here the end of June, beginning of July. So all in all, I'm going to have Switch 6 Switch 2 games right around release. 4 is going to be on release day. I was hesitant on the camera and stuff, but I think I'm still going to try to pick one up on release day because I know Best Buy still has one. The great thing is it's Best Buy directly across the street from the GameStop that I pre-ordered. So I actually went over there and pre-ordered 2 Switch 2 Pro controllers. So I got those on pre-order. But right after I leave GameStop, shoot across the street, and they're opening at midnight as well at Best Buy. To pick those up, I'll probably get a camera as well, and probably a carrying case for the not the dock, but the actual Switch 2 console. So, which they're going for like $20. So I'll probably pick one of those up. Maybe GameStop has an extra one. I'll return the tempered glass because there is one that comes with the glass. So I may just go with that just to have something to protect it. I still have a messenger bag. The docks aren't a big difference in size from what I can see. So I have a messenger bag that'll work just fine for it. So I'm happy. I want to know about you guys' Switch 2 pre-order experience. What did you pre-order? What did you pick up? Are you excited for the release? Which games did you decide to go with? And what do you think about how I made out as far as taking advantage of the power-up rewards and getting the trade boost? Is that something that you entertained? Do you think it was worth it? Let me know down in the comment section below. But guys, we are almost probably at the release of this video. By the time you guys see it, we're gonna be exactly 2 weeks away from the release. Super excited. I want to know what's the vibes out there. I'm hearing everything from people. People are excited. You got people that's not so excited, but whatever. I'm super excited. I'm even more excited because that same day I'm going to be leaving for SoCal Gaming Expo, which I'm going to be a guest at, and I have a panel Friday night. Myself, BlakRanger, Topher A, Rec Wizard, and Cake Hoarder. Shout out to Cake Hoarder. Shout out to Topher, Rec Wizard. We're all super excited, so we can't wait to get there. And we got we're actually closing out the Expo on Friday night. We have the last panel of that night, Friday night, very first night, kicking off SoCal Gaming Expo. Shout out to Pixel Game Squad, Chris, Lance, Ricky, Riff, the whole squad, Curtis, for just showing us love. That's our family, that's our brothers. They always show love, so we can't wait to get out there. It's gonna be a great time. If you're gonna be in the California area, definitely want to come through and check it out. The show last year was phenomenal, and I know it's gonna be even better. So you guys gonna be in the California area, make sure you check it out. Of course, I'm gonna have the panel recorded, and I'll get it posted up when I can. But I'm excited for that day and that weekend. Ran my Switch 2, gonna be with my boys, gonna be in SoCal, enjoying the weather, and for SoCal Retro Gaming Expo. I'm super excited. But until the next video, see y'all next week.
Thank you for watching. Follow me on all social media platforms at VideoGameVotary.